Listen, on today's video, I got a real simple question. And that question is, yo, bro, where is the money at? I'm looking for my funds. I'm looking for my cash. I'm looking for that bread, that cheddar. Where is the money at? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. I'm a photographer, filmmaker, and a creative entrepreneur. And I like to make videos like this for other photographers, filmmakers, and creative entrepreneurs out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live. So if that sounds like something that you're into, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the other videos that I have about being a full-time freelance photographer, videographer, and a creative entrepreneur. Yo, so in today's video, I'm just gonna have a little bit of a rant, all right? So I made a video a couple of weeks ago. I was talking about the Paycheck Protection Program, and I was also talking about the EIDL, the SBA Injury Economic Disaster Loan, and how we were supposed to get funds for the little guys, the small timers, you know, the bloggers, the freelancers, people like you and me. And I don't know about you, and maybe you did apply to these programs, but I ain't seeing nothing. So listen, guys, real quick, do me a favor. If you did already apply to this program, drop a comment below. Let me know if you applied. If you got any type of funds, anything, even if you got the grant from the EIDL, drop me a comment. Let me know, what was that process like? How long did it take to get your funds, and how much did you receive? So if you checked out the previous video that I did, you would see that I was talking about the EIDL and I was talking about the PPP. Now, the video was really geared towards the PPP, which stands for the Paycheck Protection Program, where you're able to get a loan that's 2.5 times your monthly payroll, okay? And it's supposed to be forgivable. Now, the forgivable portion is you can have 75% of that forgiven on payroll costs, and the other 25 on qualified expenses such as rent, utilities, and interest on debt. Now, when it comes to people like you and me, the solo entrepreneur, the sole proprietor, the freelancer, the 1099 independent contractor, these programs were open to us as well. The problem is that they weren't open to us until 7 days after the big boys got to put their hand all up in the cookie jar. Now, if you've been following this program, and maybe this has happened to you, the banks, when they set this bad boy off, were putting all types of hurdles up in the way. They said that you had to have a business checking account. You had to have a business checking account with them. Maybe you had to have a loan with them or some type of debt instrument. They was putting all types of hoops, loops, and all types of obstacles in the way to make sure that you couldn't get your application in and submitted. Now, fortunately for myself, I was working with a small community bank. This is where I do all of my banking at, is actually where I have my business bank account set up, and they participated in the program. So I was able to put my paperwork in and get an application submitted. After a little bit of back and forth about documents and this, that, and the third, it just went crickets. It just went quiet. I ain't hear nothing, nada, I don't know, I'm just out here twisting in the wind, waiting to see what's going to happen. Now, that was the PPP program. I also applied to the EIDL through the SBA, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which was supposed to initially come with a grant of up to $10,000 or no more than $10,000. And then the SBA went ahead and flipped it on everybody and said, well, we're going to give you a grant up to $10,000 depending on the amount of employees that you got. So if it's only you, then you was eligible for $1,000. But hey, listen, $1,000 is better than nothing at all. But here's the problem. Where that money at? So I was one of the first people to get my application in. I like to think that. Maybe I wasn't. I applied on like the 30th or something along those lines as soon as they had streamlined the process. I even did the long form process and then went back and reapplied on the streamlined process. Now, I was checking out YouTube and seeing what other creators were doing and saying, and I'm hearing people, they getting their grants, just payments popping up. Oh, I woke up today, I'm feeling blessed. You know what I'm saying? I got my money. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good. I'm like, yo, about to get this dough. Something about to happen over here. Well, here we are, and I still ain't get no dough. Now, from what I was hearing from a lot of people is they were saying that the SBA was checking their credit at first, and then they was receiving the funds a couple of days later. Well, I had seen that the SBA had checked my credit. So now I'm like, okay, it's about to happen. It's about to pop off. And here we are, and it is still crickets. Now, and I don't know if you did, but I called up to the SBA, tried to get some answers and just, see what was going on. And right now it's just basically, it's going to like a call center, a bunch of representatives who really don't know anything. They kind of just give you the whole blanket generic answer, hold tight, or this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Every time you call, you're going to get a different answer. So that's almost no help. So we just sitting here waiting in the wind. To jump back to the PPP program, like I said, I applied for that. I ain't hear nothing. I'm seeing news reports talking about some, they had like $3 billion going on the first day within the first couple of hours. Now, riddle me this. If the bill is written for, it was like $349 billion, and you got $3 billion gone by lunchtime on the first day, how are we supposed to get our hand up in the cookie jar? This program that was made for the small business owner or the independent contractor, the solopreneur, is the one who in the end ended up getting screwed. So now they talking about bringing in a round two, which they passed just the other day. I'm gonna make a video following up on that. But, here we go again. Are we gonna get it this time? They talking about they're gonna put some of the money in for the small community banks or whatever the case may be. But, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So like I said, guys, I don't know about you, but I ain't hear nothing. It's just been crickets. I'm hoping that something come through, because for us out here, if you're self-employed, you're a solopreneur, you're a blogger, you're a photographer, you're a videographer, you was out here, you was getting it how you live, you was making your living. And then all of a sudden, the craziness started, the pandemic hit. And then now we just out of work, ain't nobody spending money, and you trying to get you some help. You trying to get you a bailout. I need some assistance too, player. But maybe we just ain't gonna get nothing. Now, one of the other things that they have available for the self-employed now is the unemployment. So you can get unemployment now, whereas you didn't qualify before. But that's a whole nother mess right there. Let me tell you something. I'm hitting this bad boy at all angles. I even put in for that. And it's like, who knows what's going on? I'm seeing people, they put in for unemployment like 6 weeks ago, and they ain't even hear nothing. And if you out here in the Northeast, I'm in New Jersey. I don't know about where you at, but up here, it's a mess. People just out here, they ain't getting nothing. So with that being said, I'm just saying, man, times is hard out here. We all trying to get something. We trying to survive. We trying to figure out what we can do in our business to make it another day. Now, what I will say is that kudos to the government, I guess, for trying to create these programs. I mean, they always giving the big boys the bailouts that don't ever seem to trickle down to the little people. And this time, for some reason, they was like, yo, let's think about the little people. I mean, being that, like 50% or more of the workforce is employed by small businesses, you figure they look us out. But you know what? We just got hit with the old oop-de-whoop-de-doop-de-doop. You know what I'm saying? Now, listen, I don't want to lose hope. I'm trying to stay optimistic here, and I'm hoping that with this second round, something is going to pop off. But then again, I do not know. So like I said, guys, I'll be making a follow-up video to this where I'll be talking about the whole second round of the PPP and the EIDL loans and grants. Like I said, hopefully something pops off. Hopefully we get thrown the lifeline. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I do not know. I will keep you posted on my journey and the progress that I'm seeing happen between myself and any other creatives out there. So like I said, guys, if you apply for any of these programs, whether it was the EIDL, whether it was the PPP, or even if it was just unemployment, or any types of grants that you may have found out there, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what's happening with you. Did you get funding? Did you not get funding? Did you hear anything? Could you even get an application in? I don't know, because it's just like the Wild West out here these days. So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for checking out this video. If you found it useful, maybe even entertaining, make sure that you give me a like, drop me a comment. And for all my people out there who trying to get it how they live and build a life on their terms, this is your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.